we have to have this conversation. It's too late to really be talking about the Super Bowl performance per se, but I wanted to get y'all thoughts on what it meant as far as Kendrick Lamar making that stand. Was this a good performance? Was this a good move? Was it something? Was it trash to you? Let's go with Savon. What do you think about the performance?
I think that it was right on point. You know what I'm saying? I think that it had the complexity that people wanted. I think that anybody who didn't like it was probably used to a whole bunch of bombast and cooning, where I think that his performance had a depth to it that we got. If you didn't like it, it's probably because you didn't know the songs, to be completely honest with you. And I think there was a lot of really strong symbolism in it that you know it really kind of encompassed what he was all about in that moment, and I dig it a lot, especially how he really um consolidated the West Coast like that. Like they really stand behind yo, and that's a lot. We haven't had an East Coast artist like that be able to do that for a minute since like Biggie.
Okay, Rod, what did you feel about this attempt?
Well, it made Shay Whitey mad, so I was about that.
Okay.
But no, but it definitely made sense all across the board, even from a business standpoint. When the NFL can just pretty much just front you $15 million for a night, to use
So
their protection,
criticized, yeah, definitely.
To criticize, Agent Orange.
Okay.
It's all good.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
I'll say something about
like
it. I think anytime, in about 2 seconds, Kareem Ali will begin to speak. Listen, anytime that you have an opportunity to speak about something that's important culturally, I think it's a good move, especially in terms of the NFL. Who we didn't forget the Colin Kaepernick situation. We didn't forget that you were a racist white boy league. We didn't forget that. If for Kendrick Lamar to go out there and make these statements in front of the at least the entire nation on the NFL stage, I thought it was ballsy and it was gutsy. The only problem I had with it, I think Kendrick Lamar is a great live performer. I wasn't as entertained as I thought I would be because I just feel like he left a lot of songs, a lot of hits on the table.
Yeah,
It's about
definitely.
like six or eight songs. Like what happened to We Gonna Be All Right? What happened to
Yeah,
swimming pools? What happened to fucking
I can tell you about that.
definitely.
I heard. I think I know where you're going with that, but that in the moment, that's what I felt. Backstreet Freestyle. Where was the fucking? I'm not myself. What the fuck? I mean, goddamn. So
There wasn't any real levity to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There wasn't a time where it was partying. He went there to make that statement, basically.
Yeah, I mean, the statement was great, but I wasn't as entertained because I felt like if you had that opportunity to do what you did to make these statements in front of the world stage, I mean, also you have to entertain them too. It's
Yeah,
entertainment, and what I'm saying, education. Both
yeah,
of them.
definitely.
Slick Vic, what do you have to say about this?
So I think this entire moment that we've had where this Kendrick explosion has happened, from the very orchestrated and calculated way he approached the Drake battle and how that segued into his new record, and this whole Super Bowl thing is a really quality moment for the culture. And we look at Kendrick, he's always made conscious decisions about making conscious decisions with his art. From the work he did on the Damn album, the one Upholsterer, to songs like "We Gonna Be All Right," where he's making statements about police brutality and how he orchestrated those performances and those award shows where he performed that music. He's always been intentional about, like, this is not just art, this is also edutainment. Even KRS-One recently pointed out that, like, Kendrick is continuing in that same legacy as like Boogie Down Productions and himself in holding up edutainment and not just entertainment, that hip hop is supposed to be about something more for the people because it comes from the people. So the Super Bowl performance was like an extreme on a huge stage, a huge platform version of that. I'm almost surprised he got away with it the way that he did. Even with, you know, DJ Fatademics leaking the set list ahead of time, but he didn't know about the Samuel L. Jackson part, and he didn't know about the Serena part. So those still remain surprises. And in many ways, what he did was a modern day version of when Jimi Hendrix played the Star Spangled Banner on his guitar in a way that was very anti-America, very anti-establishment. Like, yo, this guitar is a phallic symbol in your face, America. It was like a modern day version of that because, you know, he had the dances and the flag set up and all of that, but he was making, even Uncle Sam there, but he was making very intentional statements about from an alternative standpoint and from a rebellious and revolutionary standpoint, which is so rare, but also we're entering an era where it's not super rare. And then the other thing that I'll say to the business standpoint, some people may or may not know that since he was out of his Top Dog Entertainment deal, a lot of those songs that were published, that the rights are still published under Top Dog, when those songs are played or performed publicly, Top Dog still gets the large share of the residuals from that, and Kendrick does not. So he intentionally did a set where none of those songs were included and somehow managed to still make it entertaining enough, but also make his statement, which is the larger goal. But so a lot of those songs you mentioned are songs that if he was to perform those, a large chunk of money would have went to his former label, and he still found a way to be like, nah, you're not going to keep eating off of me with this big opportunity. Just because I have it don't mean that you get to eat off of those songs that I don't get the large share of the money.
I'd have had to perform them anyway. You can't take the best shit. Imagine going to see Nas and he don't do that melody of Illmatic he always did.
I feel you, but the fact that he was able to figure out a way to still make the statements he wanted to, and then still not have to divvy up the funds to them, is pretty savvy.
I think it could have been a little more impactful. Yeah, I agree with you. I can't say that you're wrong, but just as a fan, I just think I would have been more entertained if I couldn't imagine going to see. I can't use Michael Jackson because every fucking album was hits and shit, so it wouldn't matter if he just do one. But you know, just imagine and shit. You go see your favorite person. There's about 5 or 6 songs. Shit, I went to see. Who did I go see? Was it Mos Def? And he had the nerve to not play Miss Fat Booty.
Yeah,
and it's hard to fit. You know, you can only fit so much into that 12 minutes, and he squeezed a lot in as it was.
Play a hook.
I was curious about. I was curious whether it we're gonna be all right was going to happen or not, though, because he just did it at the Super Bowl like 2 years ago when the Dr. Dre set.
Do it again.